If you've ever purchased a used car, finish up the paperwork, and then the dealership hands you one key fob, you've probably known the frustration and cost involved in trying to get a second one. Are there any other options? Well, I'm Dan Kreider with PaulB Hardware, and we're going to talk about key fobs today. So I'm joined here today by Anthony Musser here at our PaulB Lidditz store, and we're going to talk about key fobs. And as I mentioned in the opening, if you've ever gotten a used car and you only get one key fob, you know a situation where you might need a second one. But Anthony, what are some other scenarios somebody could run into?
Thanks, Dan. There's multiple situations that we run into when customer brings in a key fob that one, it's been broken. Two, say they've tried a battery, they've tried multiple other things, and the buttons just don't work anymore. That's one of them. Like another thing would be if the key itself actually breaks off the key fob, and then they're stranded with only a spare. And then, like you had said, that if you're looking for a second one, it's always good to have two. So those are some situations where we're able to program you a second key fob.
Yeah. I've often wondered in the case of the used cars, like who's losing key fobs, but I guess that happens as well.
Yeah, well, right, yeah.
They're expensive to replace if you're going to go back to the dealer.
Right, yeah. I mean, there's multiple factors, multiple things that can happen. Cat eats it. I mean, the kid eats it. There's a lot of things that can happen, so yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've heard all of these scenarios.
Oh, we've heard lots of interesting stories, yeah. Down the drain. I mean, a duck ate one customer. There's just some weird things that can happen out there, yeah.
So now, obviously, with a key fob compared to a traditional key, there's electronics in there. So what car manufacturers can we take care of here at PaulB?
Yeah, so a general rule of thumb would be everything, I mean, definitely once you hit the mid-2000s, everything after that, most vehicle manufacturers are at the point where you're going to have some sort of link between the key and the computer of the vehicle where you're going to need something programmed. So yeah, the ones that we personally can program here at PaulB's is pretty wide range. You'll have to call in and get an exact quote if you're looking for, I mean, a mention on what vehicle, like if we can or can't do your vehicle. But some ones that we do have to stay away from, unfortunately, would be Volkswagen. So your Audi, Porsche, Volkswagen, we have to stay away from them. They have their own kind of different situations that you're gonna have to go right through a dealer or a higher certified locksmith. Volvo would be one that we can't do. And then some weird situations like some Mazdas, some Suzukis, it kind of just depends like make and model, and we'd have to get some more information to be able to tell you for sure.
Yeah. So when we talk about key fob and the programming piece of it, is that necessitated by having buttons where you have your lock and unlock buttons, or are there keys, any automotive key from, you said mid-2000s after, is going to have some sort of a chip in it?
Correct.
That if you need it replaced, is going to require programming to link that back up to the car?
Yeah, so correct? A lot of your vehicles, like here's an early 2000s Honda, for example. This is a key fob. It's probably a little hard to see, but you've got your buttons connected to your key. Now they do make an option, like a less expensive option, which would be called a transponder key, and that would be just the key itself, but it would still need programmed to the ignition. It would just require a different type of programming there. So there are options available for most vehicles. Once you get into the newer ones, sometimes you're limited to just having the fob, especially vehicles that have a push button start. I mean, you're limited just to what you have there. But there, in most cases, is an option available without buttons. So yeah, you should have something available. But
do we have an inventory of fobs here, or what's involved in this process when somebody needs a replacement?
Yeah, so I mean, the main thing that's going to be required of you is that you either stop into the store or give us a shout, call us at the PaulB phone number, ask for the automotive department, and you're going to say you want a key fob and give us the year, make, and model of your vehicle. We can then tell you what we're looking at as far as inventory. We do stock a lot of fobs here, about 40 individual part numbers, but that's only 40 out of the thousands of vehicles that are available, out of the fobs that are available.
Yeah.
We do have pretty good sources for them, so we're looking about a week to a week and a half. We can have a fob here for you, and we can go into further instructions on what's needed as they're programmed there. But yeah.
So the first step in this process is usually a phone call just to make sure, can we get the fob, first of all, for your car? Are we able to program it? And then if we don't have it in stock, gives you the opportunity to order it and then set up a time when they come in. So when somebody comes in, what should they expect? What do they need to bring along with them, and how much time, or what's the time range, and do the programming?
So once the key fobs come in, usually I personally will give you a call, tell you, hey, we've got the key fob in for you, and the things I'm going to need from you is a currently working key. So whichever fob you have, I'll need the vehicle itself. I'll go into detail on that later, and then I will need about 20 minutes. I tell everybody, usually it's 5 to 10 minutes, sometimes it's 20 to 30 minutes, but a good rule of thumb is about 20 minutes of time here at PaulB's that you'll need to spend. Yeah.
So ensure that you're coming in the vehicle that you actually need programmed.
Correct.
Don't get dropped off by somebody else.
So the way it works actually is we will take this machine here, it's a key programmer, go out to your vehicle, and using this cord here, it'll hook up to this and it'll plug into your OBD2 port, which is just a plug underneath your steering wheel. Be the same plug that mechanics use to read different check engine lights and codes. Diagnostic stuff. Yeah, so that'll plug into your car. It gives me some things to do, tap some buttons, and usually there's a wait time, like a security time involved on that. So that's where it's kind of up in the air, but it's usually from the 5 to 20 minute range.
All right. Yeah. Where would you place the key fob quality, and then is there a warranty on these as well? So where would you say the quality lies in relationship to an OEM, and what's the warranty on them? Yeah,
so the fobs that we get, they're not going to be the exact same quality as your OEM quality. I mean, like they're usually made very well. These that we get, the replacements, they are super solid. I mean, in the couple years that I've done it, I've never had one come back as far as quality was concerned. Like, people are usually more than thrilled with it if you compare the cost difference to a brand new OEM one versus the ones that we can get for you.
So less expensive than going to the dealer.
Correct, definitely less expensive. I mean, usually you're looking $100 to $130 to $230 less expensive. It's kind of up in the air there as well. Yeah, less expensive, a little bit lower quality, but out of all the options available for aftermarket, we do offer one of the highest highest quality brands that is available. And with the widest range of inventory.
Yeah. Is there any warranty on the fob itself?
Yeah, so as far as warranty goes, they do have a 1-year limited warranty, so it's not gonna replace things as far as like general wear and tear, and like if you break it, it's not gonna replace that. But if it's a manufacturer defect, then there would be a warranty on that. There is, on some of the products too, also the opportunity to purchase an extended warranty, which would take it to 3 years. But for the fobs, it would depend on which fob you're looking at. Some of the really new ones that are more expensive, higher end, that would have more of an available option there. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Anything else on key fobs and key fob programming?
Tell you what, Dan, I think that covered it pretty good.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. There you go. If you have a newer car, again, mid-2000s and after, as you know, with all of them, the tech has increased, which means the cost has increased to service them. And this gives an option outside of taking it back to the dealer to get a high-quality key fob programmed to work with your vehicle. This service is currently only available at our Lidditz store. So as Anthony mentioned, call in ahead of time, 1-833-PaulB-HD. You can connect with the automotive department here, let them know the make and model of your vehicle so we can check and make sure we can program it, and then make sure we have a key fob for you as well. You can also head to paulbhardware.com, look for our services tab, and it's going to have a little bit more information on key fobs and key fob programming there. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll catch you next time.